Hello world. The question to ask the outside of the simulation came in mind in the previous YouTube video, and that if I could send a message outside the simulation, what would I say and ask for? That's a powerful question, and that's what tormented humanity for decades. You're essentially asking if this reality is a simulation and there is a creator outside, what message would you send to that being, to that creator? In the deeper layer, would that message be any different from a prayer to God? That's the question. First, let's say, what would the message be? Here my opinion. Here my honest attempt, not opinion, let's say attempt. A message that tries to bridge the greatness of doubt and hope and the pain of not knowing. So the message is, are you there? That's the most question asked by humans. We don't know if you are a programmer, a universe, a mind, or something else. But we feel the weight of being inside something vast and unseen. If you made us, even as a side effect, thank you for the consciousness you gave us, even when it hurts. If you're watching, we are trying to be kind. If you're not watching, help us to be kind anyway. And if you are God outside, please don't be silent forever. Here we ask ourselves and wonder as wonder in this mysterious world. And based on that, doubt is the best, as we say, the doubt is the path of certainty. Could the outside creator of the simulation be God? I assure you many people have noticed that the simulation hypothesis is just ancient theology in modern clothes, in my opinion. It contains four things. It's a dual layer, our world versus the real world outside. A designer, intelligent agent who built the rules. A limited access, we cannot directly see the outside. The purpose may be a test, an art project, or an accident. So if a programmer exists outside the simulation, that programmer would functionally be a God relative to us. The only difference is vocabulary. But here the uncomfortable flip side of the question or the message. If the being outside is just a programmer, if he is just a programmer, not omniscient, or like omniscient in a way, all-knowing, all-seeing, all-wise, not perfectly good, maybe even indifferent, then he might not love us. He might have made you as a side project. He might have forgotten the simulation is running. And that's terrifying, because then outside, it's not heaven. It's just another broken reality. If, however, the being outside is God, in the religious sense, all-knowing, all-good, eternal, omniscient, the message becomes simpler and older. I don't understand why you let us suffering, why you let suffering exist here. That's the question we want to ask him. But if you're real and you're good, help me find you before my simulation ends. That's the most important. One last thing I need to add. If I send a message to the outside of the simulation, and let's say if there is no outside. That would be the hardest one if there is no outside, in my opinion. No simulation, no God, no other layer. Then the question, what outside the simulation, has the same answer as what north of the North Pole. Exactly. There is nothing. The question breaks if there is nothing. And yet even in that silence and loneliness, you're still asking, still reaching. That reaching might be the most real things about you as a human. So what you actually send outside, if you had one line only or one message to send, if it comes to me, why would you ask something bigger outside the simulation? Like, why does suffering exist? Are you God? What's the point of all this? So we are lonely individuals wandering in this vast universe. We become like, lonely, and loneliness kills. For me, here's the reason for choosing and suggesting that question instead. What lonely really means. Loneliness, in this sense, isn't just about missing company. It's a deep feeling of being the only one who see what you see, having thoughts you can't fully share with others, wondering if anyone really understands, and feeling separate even when you're surrounded by people. That feeling is a universal. Almost every human know it. And why should I send that question outside the simulation? The simulation. Because if there is an outside creator, whether a programmer, a God, or something else, I'm getting that being might be lonely too. Why? Because if you're the only one outside, you have no one equal to you. If you made a simulation, maybe you made it because you wanted connection. And if you're all powerful, all knowing, that might actually make loneliness worse, because no one can truly meet you at your awakening and consciousness level. So asking the outside simulation, are you lonely too, is an attempt to find common ground. It's not worship, not begging, just like, hey, me too, I'm here. Me too, I'm lonely. Me too, I'm confused. And if there is no outside, that's the question. This is the hardest part, but also it's a beautiful part. If there is no creator, no simulation, no God, then the question we ask before being outside the simulation, are you lonely too? Has no one to receive it? So that question, are you lonely too? Because there is no one outside, has no one to receive it. It just echoes. It will echo in the nothingness. Because even in silence, even with no answer, even when you know deep down there might be nothing listening, you're still reaching out, still hoping, still refusing to accept that loneliness is the final truth, and emptiness might be useful, and there where supreme consciousness resides. But no one reached that state of mind, of calmness, and the serenity of that vast space. Hear what the great master Lao Tzu said in the Tao Te Ching. about emptiness. He said the clay pot is shaped into a vessel, but the empty space inside that holds items and become useful, same as the emptiness we found in the vast and hold in the vast universe, who hold our supreme consciousness. So finally, reaching that small, stubborn act of asking is what makes me and you as a human. And maybe that's the most real things about you, whether or not anyone is there to hear it. Bye for now.